difference between offering this as a product versus offering this as a service, where you help that particular client take care of whether it's KYC or whatever it may be. I think there's a fundamental difference between the two. And what we often see is that both for large businesses who are looking to get into the space, as well as smaller businesses who see a massive opportunity in the embedded finance space. Again, there are quite some concerns that need to be addressed, but if you can help them take care of some of the more nitty-gritty stuff that requires really, really deep expertise, again, that's super, super important.
And I just want to say, build on that just for a minute to say, it's not a slam dunk, here's the API kind of, operation. In fact, I mean, financial services are the base of everything we do. And they're probably the most delicate and sensitive and complicated part of, of the ecosystem. We're seeing it all over, Credit Suisse yesterday. I mean, it's and we know if somebody's touching our money, oh boy, we're not sleeping at night. So, and we really not sleeping at night. I mean, it's not just like some, a dodge, right? So, the need to interact with customers and with our customers and really build a dialogue, how to go to market, how to actually overcome, any kind of challenges that you might need. That to me is the most critical factor, for example, what we do, and is probably what ultimately will power major brands to actually adopt it. Because if you're looking at the large enterprises in the world, they're not used to buying enterprise software without consultancy, without somebody who will come in and help them deploy, strategize, implement long-term customer service, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's not, just here's an API and see you later. So I think that is one of the ways that you can see this evolve and change over time.
And I think in quite a few discussions, especially with large financial institutions, some of them do think that, listen, just flick a switch and suddenly I've become a successful player in this space. Because one of the reasons why banks get excited about this is that it effectively allows them to turn a cost into a profit center. Right? We know how to do payments, we know how to do lending, we know how to do insurance. So we've been doing this for so many years. But the distribution model in embedded finance is quite fundamentally different, right? It requires a whole different set of capabilities in order for you to, back to the point about where to go and how to go. We've got a couple of minutes left. Building on the point about capabilities required. So for anyone in the audience looking at the wonderful world of embedded finance, but sort of yet to embark on that journey, what advice would you give to them in terms of what are some of the capabilities required, for example? And also talk to me about, based on the work you have been doing with your clients and the conversations you're having with your clients, what are some of the common challenges that you come across?
I think a lot of it depends on the starting point. So a lot of partners that we talk to, they are just getting started with this. And again, they're a little nervous because it feels like it's outside of their core business. And what we find for those businesses from our business strategy is really about offering the entire solution. It's a very consultative approach. So after, it's not just an API, but we bring an entire program success team that helps with marketing, that helps with analytics, and it's literally just, sign up and we can be in the driver's seat and help you along there. We tend to work with, I'll say, smaller businesses, typically $1 billion in revenue and below, and so that might be unique to that particular segment.
I'm all about regulation. I think that if the question is what's my advice to anybody here who might want to go into the world of embedded finance or any kind of finance, build good relationships with regulators. I'm not, and I haven't been from the day I founded this company, of the mind that we should disrupt the financial system by ignoring the regulator or trying to tell the regulator they don't know anything about the consumer. And on the contrary, the number one thing I tell my customers and my employees and the investment community is we're fully We're licensed in all 49 states that have licenses, plus in Canada, and we're on the way to licensing in Europe. We believe that in order to operate effectively and with robustness for the long term, and build the kind of confidence that is needed for major brands to actually adopt this kind of, you need to be the financial institution. You need to be the one that actually has a relationship with the regulator, not a third-party sponsor man, which immediately puts the customer and the end customer 4 or 5 degrees away from the regulator and can shut your business down at any moment. So to me, understanding regulation, respecting regulation, working transparently with the regulator, didn't see obviously happening with the banks that have collapsed. To me, that's the biggest piece of advice I give anybody who's thinking of coming into this space. Respect the regulators, respect the idea that they're really doing a job to protect not just consumers, but you. And I think that is one of the recipes to success.
And we've obviously seen, other regulators around the world starting to pay a lot more attention to this one. I mean, we've also seen Blue Ridge and various other examples. Rob, from your perspective, give us some practical advice.
Yeah, so I might think of 3 things. The first one is that it's much more important to be viewed as an enabler than a disruptor, in my view. So I'm here to help make you more successful, to make other companies more successful, and it's not that everyone's dumb, and so therefore I have the only great idea and no one else actually gets it. People get it, but I came from big companies in my career, and it's not that they don't know that they need to do this. It's that they have other challenges that make doing it not practical for them. Maybe technology debt, or something that is an obstacle to them achieving. So our real goal is to be an enabler, number 1. Number 2, I like the point that Yuval just made about regulator. We're a little company, and so if we screw up for a big company, it's a big issue. And so really being deep domain experts in the industry with the regulators, understanding the implications of getting this right or not getting it right. Very, very important. That's why it sounds so easy for someone just to go do some programming in India, and now I've actually built this amazing thing, and just go adopt it, business partner. It doesn't really work in real life because the business partner needs to accept responsibility for the stuff that you're delivering to them, that it's credible, that it will be reliable, and that it will be sustainable. And so we have to build it in a way. And so that was one of the biggest hurdles for us, which was being able to work with USAA or being able to work with Progressive. Their standards are really high. And by the way, I'm happy with those high standards because it's a huge barrier to entry for others. And then the only other comment that I would make is go where the puck is going, not where the puck has been, because everyone runs, this is like a kid's soccer game. Everybody goes to the place where everyone's been, but no one's in front of the net, where the goal will actually be scored. And so go towards the goal.
Love that. I mean, those 40 minutes have flown by so quickly, guys. We could have easily continued the conversation for another 40 minutes, which we'll do, probably by the bar for a couple of drinks, which I'm very much looking forward to eating another one in the morning. But hey, happy days. Just really quickly, just need 5 seconds. Where can people find out more about you, Rob?
www.bolttech.io, not .com, .io, is where you can learn more about us.
Very good. Jen?
By Tandym, BYTANDYM.com.
Very good. Yuval?
Alviere.com.
Excellent. For me, Jeff Tijssen, again, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Please give me a round of applause.